It's England versus Portugal. Let's meet the wrestlers.
Here we go. David Francisco and the other half, we shall see in a second, but the other half of the WrestleForce Tag Team Champions, James Toner. Now this is a little bit personal, Harry. There's a little bit of a backstory here.
I have heard there is an issue between these two. I believe it was from a tag team match several months ago where David Francisco and James Toner were on the losing end, and David Francisco actually turned his back and hit a devastating pile driver after the match on James Toner.
That is exactly what happened a good few months ago, 7 as you say. These two men, James Toner and Dave Francisco, were actually not standing in opposite corners but together at the Romford Community Centre in Collier Row. And it wasn't their night. Josh Breen and Benny Nitro managed to pick up the victory, and David was a little bit sour about that and just clubbed James from behind and just delivered a disgusting power driver, as you say, right on the back of his head. And they've actually, as you say, there you go, Lee Bamber, a grudge match tonight. They've stepped in the ring once more after that in a singles competition, Dave Francisco versus James Toner. And David actually pretended to have a knee injury, and the match was almost cancelled off, and then David was faking it, got back up, and did the same thing we saw in that tag match. Just got him from behind and hit him with that power driver once again to pick up the victory under no good means.
As Lee Bamber said, it's diabolical of someone to fake an injury, especially in a business as dangerous as ours. But for David Francisco, he's probably of the mind that it was just smart thinking. And James Toner hopefully will not fall for the same trick twice tonight.
Well, I hope we don't see David pull that trick again. It's just, you know, when I actually hurt my knee, maybe what's if the ref thought that I was faking it? I had a serious injury and needed to be looked after, and maybe the ref would have been like, well, maybe this isn't actually happening because David faked it. You cannot be faking injuries, because when it does come around, you may not get the treatment that you need at the time.
And the crowd is up in arms for this guy. The other half of the tag team champions, James Toner. They're on their feet for this music.
I have to say, James Toner is one of my favourite newcomers of WrestleForce.
For someone so young in his career, he is put together. You know, he's athletic, he's strong, he's quick, he knows what to do in the ring.
The other half of Westside Heat, the current tag team champions. Say hello to James Toner.
We talked about prodigies like Sapphire earlier. This guy, in my opinion, is equally as much a prodigy, Kieran.
Well, 100%. These guys have met each other once more at purpose. They had a 6-man against each other.
And as you mentioned, the last time they met in singles action at WrestleForce, David Francisco actually faked an injury and actually had the whole audience very concerned, the referees, the officials, everything. And James Toner, his opponent, lured him into a false sense of security, was able to get the win with that pile driver. And as I said before, I hope that doesn't happen tonight, but you never know what David Francisco is going to try next.
David doing what he does best and just chatting consistently about stuff that no one really cares about.
David Francisco, in my experience of knowing him, I have had the misfortune of knowing David Francisco for a few years now. He is never lost for words.
Cannot wait to see this match. James Toner has been unbelievable since stepping in the WrestleForce ring. A man who started off with very little confidence, but as the months have gone on, I've really seen this man, especially with Smashing Mike, his confidence has come out into another level. I hope we see it tonight in this singles competition.
I think him and Smashing Mike definitely complement each other. They bring the best out of each other, which is what allowed them to become the tag team champions. Of course, now this is singles action. They say iron sharpens iron, and tonight, David Francisco, a veteran, who knows, he may bring something out. James Toner, we've not seen before, and that was a big boot to start things off.
Fair enough. Huge right hand from James. Well, he's not messing around tonight, and I understand. I was in this position not too long ago when I stepped in the ring with Mark True. I completely understand his emotions.
Let's just hope his emotions don't get the better of him as David Francisco looks to take control here.
Oh, a gorgeous elbow. Doesn't get better than that.
This is smart from James Toner, as he's learning. He's not letting David Francisco get any leeway. He's staying on his opponent.
That's what we're talking about.
He just needs to be careful of those right hands. This is a grudge match, but this is not no disqualification. Huge knee drop.
I'm sure Mike is watching from backstage and is hoping that James brings the fire tonight.
Yeah, unlike Billy
That
Hayes.
is exactly what he's doing.
Unlike Billy Hayes and Jay Joshua, James Toner does not need someone in his corner. He is confident in his own abilities. He knows he can handle this business on his own.
He's going to go for a slam here. Delivered to David perfectly.
And the ring shook with that one. Huge slam.
Crowd want to see this done and over with, which I'm sure is exactly what James is thinking, going up top there. Is this going to be a bad mistake to make?
He might be taking a little too much time here, Kieran. And here you go, David Francisco. Smart move. The fans may not like it, but he's rolling to the outside.
What is James thinking? He's standing on middle rope there. He's not possibly going to do a dive into the crowd.
I think
A
he's
massive
doing
double
that.
axe handle. Oh my goodness.
Classic double axe handle to the outside.
Into the crowd. We have a brawl now. I mean, I can't see too well now. You're going to have to call this one.
I can just about see them. James Toner is wailing on David Francisco as they make their way up the ramp here.
I can hear it and it doesn't sound pleasant. I mean, I hope they don't bring their... Oh, there we go. They're not coming up here.
David Francisco wants nothing to do with James Toner right now, Kieran. He's heading for the back.
It looks like he's just leaving. A massive right hand. James's right hands are just
He's seen these right hands. He's felt these right hands from James Toner. He's thought, no thanks, I'm out of here. Ah, huge chop to the chest.
One more time, James, please.
The Chelsea fans want David Francisco to get his comeuppance here tonight.
A suplex? What is he thinking? A suplex on the floor? No, he's not.
No, come on now. This may be a bit too much.
I understand how he's feeling right now.
Oh, into the ring post. Did you hear that, Kieran?
His emotions got the better of him there. Trying to just suplex. Oh no, well, David's returning the favour.
Oh, a slam on the outside. We said no suplex, but David Francisco with the slam on the outside. I can feel that on my feet from here.
What do you reckon? This has got to be a count-out victory for David.
I'm sure David Francisco would be happy with the count-out. Chelsea crowd trying to get James Toner back into this.
James is not quite, nearly on his feet. I mean, you know, getting slammed in the ring is one thing, but getting slammed on the floor is a completely different ball game. Manages to get back into the ring.
Beats the count. And now David Francisco sees that he is back in control. Huge club to the back. Now he's going to focus, I think, all that attention on that back. There you go, David Francisco, a slam of his own.
It's going to be a beautiful leg drop.
Across the face.
David is not one for messing around, which might have been where James lost it. Taking too much time to talk to the crowd and tell him what he was going to do. David took advantage of that, and now he is on top. But James is still in the fight.
Showing some signs of life here. Oh, but David Francisco quick to shut him down.
Chelsea got exactly what they wanted with another chop, just not the right guy doing it.
Big clothesline in the corner. Brings him into the middle of the ring. Oh, clotheslined him right through him. David Francisco, he's so confident, he's fully in control now, going for another slam maybe. He has some trouble. James Toner might have been trying to reverse that, but it was to no avail.
David climbing up there.
Don't normally see this from David Francisco.
David just toying with the crowd. We might see, he likes to do a springboard from the middle to the top swanton. We might be seeing that from him. I haven't seen that for a while, to be honest.
No, I was about to say, I haven't seen David Francisco go up to the second or even the top for a while.
Oh, just playing with the crowd.
Playing with the crowd, playing with
just
the opponent.
such a David thing to do.
Such a maestro. He has the audience in the palm of his hand.
Such a David. So he's not got much in him there. He's trying to throw that right hand.
Dave Francisco, as I've said before, never one lost for words. He is letting James Toner. Feels James Toner not take it too kindly.
David asking for it.
And here you go, James Toner. Could be getting back into this. Another stiff chop to the chest.
Average Dave, we're hearing from the crowd. Now, I've got to say, I've been in the ring a few times with David, and there's nothing average about he strikes.
Underhook suplex. Tight cover, only 2. Now the neck crank and the arm trapped. This is classic David Francisco here. He does like to crank on the neck of his opponents, wearing him down.
Be interesting to see if he goes to that pile driver tonight that he's beat James twice with. Not actually. Let me change what I said there. Beat James once with it, and the other time he just nailed him with it.
James Toner trying to get some momentum back up. Slap to the face.
Just toying with James.
Boot to the face.
Someone's going to put you to sleep. It's that massive boot to the face.
I just think David Francisco now just taking too much time to wind up this audience as opposed to get the victory.
What am I seeing right now? What is he doing? Why is he doing that?
He's going for a victory lap and he hasn't even won the match.
James. This is as cocky as David gets. He
just said it's his ring apparently.
Is he going to go for that springboard swanton maybe again? Maybe this time he'll actually do it.
Maybe. I don't think this crowd is going to fall for it this time.
I don't think you want to leave James Lane there for that long by himself doing absolutely no damage to him.
He likes to think he's caused too much damage. Oh, but he gets the foot up!
The boot up. And this is exactly what I was saying. You don't want to sleep on James Toner.
And this could be the opportunity James Toner's been looking for. David Francisco very wobbly here. And I think he's composed himself.
No, he's found his fit.
And no, he hasn't.
Can James recover from this? Can James get back to his feet and do what he's got to do to win this match tonight?
Crowd trying to hype up James Toner. He's got to capitalise.
They're talking to each other right now.
Oh, another stiff right hand. Blocking another one.
James, he might have the best right hander in the business.
He certainly favours it. Unlike most people go for a forearm or an uppercut. Goes for the spinning kick.
Oh! Just went for trouble in Tonerville, I believe he calls it.
Trouble in Toner?
I believe that is the case. Sends off the ropes. Ducks the line. Huge sling blade.
Another spinning back elbow. David in the corner. Oh, but gets the boot up.
Another boot. Looks like David's thinking about sending him right into that corner. That's exactly what we're going to see.
Slingshot.
Oh, but James manages to land onto the corner.
Second rope. Francisco hasn't noticed.
Got a massive elbow off the middle.
Big back elbow off the middle.
And a nip up from James.
And James Toner's firing up.
A shooting star
press.
Man. I mean, you know, it's one thing seeing a flip like that, but with so much muscle mass, being able to do something like that is absolutely incredible.
He is a prodigy. He is what they call a freak athlete. Francisco begging off here. He doesn't want any more James Toner.
He's begging to stop. David, are we seeing another possum job getting done here?
Is James Toner going to fall for this twice? No, he's not!
No, back with that right-handers. I'm glad. As you said earlier tonight when we were explaining the story behind these two men, you hoped that this wasn't going to happen again. And that's exactly what James did there. He wasn't going to be tricked for the second time.
He has grown as a competitor since then. He has learned that sometimes you just have to go with your gut. And let's be honest, David Francisco, you cannot trust him. Oh, backdrop, but he
manages to sort of land to feet.
Huge super kick. James Toner, he's taking a little too much time, but this could be it. This could be his moment.
He managed just to land on feet to take some of that impact off of his back there when he landed down on there from the back body drop. He's on top now.
What can we see off the top? Huge swan-time bomb misses.
David feeling it now.
This is what David's been looking for. Huge lariat.
Might see him hit the power drive himself. Just
another
lariats.
Another horrible lariat there.
What's he gonna go for here? He's just not finishing it. He's had multiple times he could put James out and he's just not doing it.
Up to the shoulders. Huge TKO. Only a 2 count. There's still fight left in James Toner.
I'm surprised he had the energy to kick out there. Was that 2 lariats and a TKO?
David Francisco not pleased with Martin Raymondson's count. He needs to stay on James Toner.
David thinking about what he could possibly do next.
I mean, he still has that pile driver in his back pocket, Kieran.
He
He's even saying to the crowd if he should finish it, but no, he just wants to rub Toner's face in it.
Or we might even see him bring out the ruckus as well. Which is
the ruckus.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. James doesn't want any of it.
He does not want the ruckus. Huge right hand.
Yeah, that is one of David's new moves since after lockdown. I've been hit by that thing, and let me tell you, it's the last thing James wants.
Shot to the gut. Huge uppercut.
Oh, these chops have been brutal. Here it comes, and he reverses
out the
again.
ruckus. Rolls him up. No. Back and forth. Trouble in Toner, as you called it.
Trouble in Tonerville, that's exactly what he just hit there. What's he going to go for here? Oh my goodness. Oh, slip on the ropes there.
Can he recover it?
Can he recover it?
Sets him in the corner.
There we
Tornado.
go.
DDT.
Well, you got to remember, we've had a couple matches already. The ropes get sweaty. Hot stuff especially gets all over those ropes. Oil and all sorts. Sometimes those ropes aren't the friendliest thing to run on.
Toner's taking a big risk going up top again.
Elbow drop this time.
And that gets it. James Toner puts away David Francisco with the elbow off the top rope. A little retribution for James Toner tonight,
I'm very happy to see that James has the match won tonight.
And that's why he is a WrestleForce champion. The winner